Good day, CSD parents. We would like to begin this orientation with a quote by Walt Disney. Around here, we don't look backwards for very long. We keep moving forward, opening up new doors and doing new things because we're curious, and curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. Every family, every institution, small, big, new, established, has been affected in different ways by the COVID-19 pandemic. But if we remain true to our calling, one thing is certain: each of us will come out stronger and wiser. CSD chooses to take the challenge head on with enthusiasm to continue being your child's second home. It has always been our vision to be a well established, student centered institution that provides exceptional education and develops happy, confident learners. CSD commits to strengthening homeschool connections as we face this new chapter. In this new chapter, we often hear about the shift to homeschooling. How is distance learning different from homeschooling? Allow us to show you. When you enroll in a school with a distance learning program, the teachers do all teaching related tasks, beginning with setting class rules, giving schedules, planning lessons throughout each day for each subject to be able to teach everything sufficiently within the school year, preparing learning aids, constructing competency assessment tools, creating and implementing a behavioral system, providing fun opportunities for interaction among peers, planning and monitoring offline enrichment activities, relaying student information, including grades to DepEd. Ed. Teachers are the main source of learning while parents serve as learning coaches to ensure their children are on track. For those that homeschool, either parents commit to doing all the tasks we mentioned above or hire a teacher to work with their child either face to face or online. There are also established homeschool providers that will provide you with modules and materials to implement at home. Please note that hiring a tutor or enrolling with an established homeschool provider is costly. When you homeschool your child on your own or with an unregistered provider or tutor, your child would need to take the DepEd PEP test or placement test to find out if your child will qualify for the next grade level. This entails making sure that at the end of your homeschooling year, your child's competency level matches grade level standards. Distance learning is a challenge that CSD chose to take on as we move forward and accept that this is the immediate future we are facing. When we choose to take on a challenge, we make sure we research, study, and test the different options to find out which best suits our CSD families, taking into consideration what we all went through these past few months. During the quarantine months, CSD was already retooling and equipping its faculty with the knowledge of the different distance learning platforms. With the many options, we had to weed out those that are costly, those that are complicated and not user friendly. Our wings will not be clipped by this pandemic. We will thrive and eventually soar. As we prepare to launch CSD's distance learning program, our minds and our hearts are 100% committed to make this work beautifully. We are happy to announce that this program will not be a financial burden, will not demand too much time and effort from the parents, will have teachers still doing majority of the work, and will allow young ones to attend to online sessions with minimal assistance from guardians. We now present to you Colegio Santo Domingo's distance learning program, which we have aptly called CRADLE, Connections Rewired for Accessible Distance Learning Experiences. CRADLE also symbolizes that this program is our new offspring. Like a baby, CSD is committed to make this new system grow to its full potential. CSD's CRADLE program will be implemented by the school, its teachers, through synchronous and asynchronous methods. Its curriculum still carries our exceptional brand of education, but simplified. This is to ensure that the students will learn what is feasible given the distance learning setup. CRADLE is an enhanced version of DepEd's K-12 most essential learning competencies, which will focus on major subjects and important topics. We say enhanced because the curriculum, though simplified, will still adhere to CSD's high standards. Simplifying the curriculum means we will review topics or lessons that students have already studied and mastered in the past year. We will also skip lessons that are going to be taught more comprehensively in the next grade level. What will be left is what is truly essential for the students to be equipped enough for next school year. The platform we will be using to administer our CRADLE program is Google Suite for Education. Details for this platform will be discussed during online learning sessions for students and during the Parent Support Program that will be held before classes begin in August. Allow us to explain the difference between synchronous and asynchronous learning. Synchronous comes from the keyword sync. Children click an invitation to a class and go on a live online class. These 30 to 40-minute sessions are scheduled by teachers with the teacher and students in attendance. Asynchronous learning, on the other hand, is assigned work to be accomplished individually by the students at their most convenient time. It is flexible because at their own pace, students may access, view, or work on the teacher shared materials, such as learning videos, practice worksheets, and handouts. CSD Cradle has two kinds of synchronous learning sessions. Set up like an actual class, except online are what we have coined as the COM sessions. COM stands for Class Online Meetings. These are 30 to 40-minute scheduled learning periods with a subject teacher and the whole class. The other kind of synchronous session is called SOS, which stands for Squad Online Sessions. Students are met by smaller squads so teachers can work more closely with them during these 10 to 15-minute sessions. SOS also means help. These sessions aim to solidify what has been learned from COM sessions through enjoyable, interactive remedial, or enrichment activities. It can also serve as a time for students to consult with their subject teachers. CSD has named our asynchronous learning period as ACT, which stands for After Class Tasks. After a COM or online class session, students can simply click on that subject's ACT folder to access assigned learning tools and tasks, as discussed earlier. To encourage direction and discipline, we will be giving a suggested schedule for accomplishing ACTs. The students may or may not follow the suggested ACT schedule. What is important is they accomplish them within the given time frame. The schedule we will be giving already incorporates the three learning facilities, COM, ACT, and SOS. Here is a sample schedule for a grade schooler's day. The online sessions are in red. The ACT periods are in black. The schedule for acts is just suggested. We believe that it is best to do the acts immediately after a COM session so the concept and learnings are still fresh. Also, once a child becomes idle, it might be hard to get him back to his active and productive learning momentum. We researched the technical requirements for our chosen platforms for a successful implementation of CRADLE. Aside from internet connection, if you already have gadgets on hand, you don't need to buy a new gadget. However, you are encouraged to check the specifications listed to make sure that the gadgets that you already have will function with no delay. Cradle is designed so that it can be accessed in various devices. Please note that if there is only one child enrolled in your family, one laptop or desktop is recommended. If you have more than one child, the minimum requirement for the other children will be a cell phone or tablet with the specs listed. This is because during online sessions, they will simply join, watch, and participate. Offline tasks are usually easier to access and accomplish using a desktop or a laptop, which sibling may take turns using. Across all devices, please test your webcam, speaker, and microphone functions. For desktop users, it is best that you have a webcam, earphones, and microphone. If your family decides to have a common learning space, the students are also encouraged to have headphones so that he or she can finish the class without distractions. Having a printer is optional. We will not ask for printout submissions. However, there may be children who are more comfortable studying with printed material rather than through a screen. To make your Cradle experience successful, prepare a designated study area away from the bed and refrigerator. Have a study routine and schedule to follow. Again, you may or may not follow our suggested ACT sessions, but make sure you make time to access and accomplish them. Lastly, goals are always easier to achieve when we have a positive mindset. Let us face this new standard with our chins up, knowing that together we can. Watch out for Cradle workshops for parents, guardians, and students. We hope that we were able to answer most, if not all, of your questions. We will be holding online sessions with parents, guardians, and students to guide them on how to use Google Suite for Education. We will keep everyone posted. Should you have any more questions, please feel free to reach us through the following ways. Please like our Facebook page to see our announcements. As you have entrusted us to deliver our distinct brand of education for the past years, allow us to continue creating memorable, happy learning experiences that will bring out the best in your children. We commit to making our Cradle program one that our students will appreciate and enjoy. Allow us to do what we do best, to do what we love to do. Produce confident learners who love to learn and train your future nation builders, leaders, and game changers.